LeBron's always talked about, as I transition into being part of the history, what does that ambassadorship continue to mean? There's a lot of opportunity there to just push ourselves. We feel like we can still be technical, but bring in that lifestyle appeal of, kind of high-end luxury goods. The 21 will be the first one in this next 20 years that is really, I feel like, a bold storytelling statement on form and design. If you look at 20, that was about pressure, the pink diamond, which his whole career has been pressurized, right? With the 21, the next story being about protection, we started looking at the pearl. So just a lot of stuff to mine there, but we felt like ultimately it was like, how do we talk about protecting the pearl, which basically the pearl being Zuri, his little girl, right? When you think about a pearl, they're always obviously sleek, and maybe they have a little indentation or they're a little oblong or whatever, the form changes, but it's always wrapped in this kind of incredible surface. A lot of times with performance shoes, it's hard to really create a seamless look. So everything's just been reduced and covered like a pearl would be. We engineered a base layer, an endoskeleton, if you will, that's a very thin, translucent mesh, and we embroidered cables where you would need them, really focusing on the heel and forefoot containment. Everything was done with like one line. So if you think about tree rings or how even a pearl forms, it like kind of just builds on layers on itself. There's never a break. I just felt like there was something so beautiful and simple about how nature did it. The traction was originally done with just one continuous line. But every now and then nature has to react to something, a storm or a drought, whatever, and so you'll see in a couple of key areas where we needed more traction, it should be irregular because nature had to improvise and create something there. When you think of pearls, how we look at them in culture, it's in an elevated place always. It's in a coveted place. That's exactly where we feel like the LeBron game shoe will live. Part of the object of these Keys to the Kingdom was to build on what we learned in the prior season, not completely kind of throw it out. We've got a great foundation in the 20. Players love it. How can we make that lighter, more dynamic, snappier, more comfortable? We had bottom-loaded carbon in the 20. This is a top-loaded 3D TPU shank that we're trying out for a little different feel. In the upper, we've taken this notion of ashiire. It's a way that the shoe fits, the way that it supports and surrounds your foot and just gives you this feeling of security, warmth, and luxury. I feel like if you identify with LeBron and you're looking to him for inspiration, you're gonna understand how Zuri changed his life, and this shoe is a celebration of that relationship, but then also a chance to just make an amazing basketball shoe that furthers his legacy, furthers that performance, style, luxury equation through that lens.